me just ask you one final issue. The political editor of the BBC, Laura Kuenssberg, has had to have a security guard hired by the BBC to keep her safe after threats of violence against her from people on the left wing. Now, we don't know if they're Labour Party members or not.
Hold on a minute. From people where?
People on the left.
Well, how do you know they're on the left?
Well, because she's got because she has to have a personal bodyguard to attend the Labour Party conference.
That, and that's appalling, and nobody should be faced with that situation. But, it's a convenient thing to say, isn't it, to try and demonise people on the left, that they're somehow indulging in intimidation.
Can I just say this victimhood doesn't suit you very well, Chris. No one's demonising anyone other than people who threaten violence. She has had to have a security guard to attend Labour Party conference. Who do you think's threatening to attack her?
Well, it certainly isn't Labour Party members.
I said I didn't know whether it was Labour Party members or not.
I
specifically said that. People on the left who view her as somehow biased against them in whatever way. Do you accept, though, that whether or not a journalist is regarded as neutral or biased or good at their job or bad at their job, that they should have a right to go about their lawful business and do their job without needing a security guard to protect them from violence?
Absolutely, 100% agree, Julia. Nobody should have to hire security in order to feel safe. It's an appalling state of affairs.
Are you ashamed that is happening at a Labour Party conference?
Well, it's not about... there again, you see, you're conflating two things, Julia. You're trying to imply somehow that this is the fault of the Labour Party and Labour Party members. People on the left, people join the Labour Party because they're caring individuals. They want to see a better society. They want to stand up for the weak and underprivileged. They want to tackle inequality. They want to make sure that our public services are properly resourced. They're not the sort of people that indulge in intimidation and violence. And anybody who is on the fringes of the Labour Party, who believes that, have no place in the Labour Party. So, of course, and indeed... But
let's clarify. The political editor of the BBC has had to be given protection security guards to protect her at the Labour Party conference, not at the Lib Dem conference, not at an SNP, not at the Conservative Party conference, at the Labour Party conference. It's got something to do with Labour, has it not?
Well, I think you should ask the BBC manager that made that decision. But, look, the Labour Party, and I think you yourself accepted that the Labour Party has absolutely nothing to do with the situation that you've identified.
Would you say that anybody who has said vile abuse or threats to any political journalist, including Laura Kuenssberg, and made him or her feel unsafe, that they have no place in the Labour Party and the momentum and the like, and therefore would be expelled from the party permanently if they were found to have done so?
Again, I think you're trying to conflate two issues there.
I'm asking you a question. I'm not conflating any issues.
You are, Julie. You're implying that that reasonable criticism is the same as intimidation.
No, I didn't imply that at all. I said if they had said vile abuse or threatened violence. That's not implying anything. That's a statement.
Well, I'm sorry. That was the implication.
No, it wasn't.
From what you were saying.
It wasn't. Journalists should absolutely be. I'm all for criticising journalists when they get things wrong. Criticising a journalist is very different from vile abuse and sending threats, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen.
So if a member of the Labour Party is found, or a member of Momentum, or both, is found to have been responsible for abuse or threats sent to Laura Kuenssberg or any other political journalist, should they be expelled from the party?
Well, again,
it's a yes or a no. It's an if. No, I'm not implying anything, Chris. If a member, blah, 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 should they be expelled from the Labour Party? Yes or no?
Julie, you keep interrupting me because I'm not giving the answer that you want.
No, because you're not answering the question.
No, I'm sorry. Julie, you're trying to imply certain things.
I'm not implying anything.
And conflating issues in a way which I think is very unfair.
So you're quite happy if you're saying, so if you're refusing to answer that question, I'm going to infer from that you don't think they should be expelled from the party if they are responsible.
You're off again. No, of course, anybody, and I've already said this, on the fringes of the party, who indulges in intimidation and vile abuse have got no place in the Labour Party, of course. I mean, that's the given, isn't it?
So let's clarify. If a member of the Labour Party or Momentum has sent vile abuse or threats of violence to Laura Kuenssberg or any other journalist, they should be expelled from the party. Yes or no?
They've got no place in the Labour Party.
Yes or no? They should be expelled.
They've got no place in the party.
No, that's not the same thing. Should they be expelled?
Well,
it's not the same thing, Chris. That's implying they should resign. Should they be expelled? Yes or no?
It's not implying that at all.
It is. Yes or no, Chris? It's not a complicated question, mate.
Question, Julia.
Yes or no? Should members of the Labour Party or Momentum who send vile abuse or threats to Laura Kuenssberg or any other political editor, should they be expelled from the party? Yes or no?
Well, anybody who has been demonstrated to have done that have got no place in the party, and then that would be
so they should be expelled.
So
they should be expelled.
That would be a matter for the National Constitutional Committee to look at and come to a view.
You don't have a personal opinion on people who send threats to journalists?
Well, of course, they've got no place in the Labour Party.
So they should be expelled? They should be expelled.
That would have to be determined by the National Constitutional Committee. We're not going. Look, I'm not going to judge people. You might. Your interpretation of what
I judge people. Yeah, I judge people who send vile abuse and threats. Yeah, I do. I think that's what we should do in a civilised country. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. But it's all about definition, isn't it? In the end.
Do you threaten violence against somebody? Then the definition.
Well, threatening violence, of course. Clearly, you've got no place in the Labour Party, and they should not.
So they should be expelled.
Well, of course, that would be a matter for the National Constitution. I can't see how they would actually enable somebody who'd done that to remain in the party. Yeah.
I hope you sleep at night, mate. Chris Williamson, Labour MP, close Corbyn ally. I asked you the question many times. I gave you many opportunities to answer it.